Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Lifestyle Show here on New World TV. Now, in a world today where sex has become the order of the day, people have forgotten that there's another word called celibacy. And then when you raise it as a subject and then you tell someone that, oh, I'm a celibate or I'm celibating until marriage, they will tell you, so you are now the holier than thou, Abi, or you are now from our grandparents or our, mother's generation, where you'd say, where you would speak against, sex, and then on that note, today we'll be looking into the topic, celibacy, understanding the choices and then breaking stereotype. And with me here in the studio are two lovely people. But before then, thank you all very much for your love and support. And then the consistent follow-up. Now, if you haven't followed the Lifestyle playlist, please do follow the Lifestyle playlist on New World TV YouTube. Like, subscribe, and then keep sharing. Once again, you all are welcome. By the way, I still remember your girl, EJ, the host for the show. Now, with me in the studio are two lovely people. One familiar face, and then we have a very beautiful lady. So both of them are very beautiful, by the way. I don't know if I should use that term for a man. That's by the way. And then, hello, Ma, how are you doing?
Good evening, Ma. I'm doing well.
Thank you very much. Say that again.
I'm sure you are too.
I'm fine, thank you. I'm doing good. I mean, the weather and everything is hitting everybody hard, but then I'm fine. Thank you for joining us today.
It's a pleasure.
What's your name?
Oh, I'm Akanu Gift Tamarachi, and a writer, certified spoken word artist, and a social media manager. Okay,
thank you very much for joining us. I think the both of you will work hand in hand. I'll connect the two of you later. And then we have Mr. Majesty. Mr. Majesty, how are you?
I'm fine.
I can introduce him. He's a director and then he's an actor. So you see why I said the both of you can actually work hand in hand. Serious one, no? How are you doing, sir?
I'm fine. And you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, too.
All right, then. So let's understand from your perspective, what's the definition of, what do you understand by celibacy?
Okay,
just quick definition.
Celibacy is more like a decision made to stay unmarried.
Okay.
And it can actually be long-term or short-term.
To stay unmarried?
Yes.
Okay.
And to abstain from any sexual activity. The first meaning of celibacy came from a Latin word, and it actually meant to stay unmarried.
Okay.
And then we further modernized it to staying away from any sexual activity, from the smooshing, kissing, and everything to the main sex. Yes.
Okay. How about you?
All right. I will define a celibacy as a conscious decision someone can take to abstain from marriage and anything relating to sexual activities.
Okay.
Just as she said, it could be a short term. Yeah, it could be a short term, and it could also be permanent. You understand?
Okay, so why then do some people view celibacy as unnatural or strange?
Well,
first of all, do you see it as such?
To some extent, anyway.
To some extent?
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
Because if you talk about all this celibacy, just like being abstained from it, according to nature, let me go a little bit to the scripture.
Okay.
The Bible says, go into the world and multiply. Right? So that multiplication should come from having sexual intercourse. So someone that have made up his mind, as I define, is a conscious decision. Someone making that decision to abstain from it, to some people it may sound unnatural, or
unnatural.
Why is this person taking this kind of decision to abstain from sex and all those kind of things, especially marriage.
What do you think?
Okay, so I would say society has...
So wait, if you say especially marriage,
Yeah.
that means it's both. So both single and then married, right?
But especially when we talk about the celibacy, we are talking about abstaining from marriage.
Okay, socially speaking, there's this notion, I would call it narrow, yeah? So there's this notion that people have or obtain happiness from romantic relationships, having association. So when they hear about someone who is celibate, they're like, are you really in this world? What exactly are you saying? It seems strange, but to me, it's not strange.
Okay.
Because apart from the fact that, yes, people become celibate for religious reasons, there are other reasons why people would want to be celibates. Yes. So if someone like me would choose, okay, I think I would abstain from anything sexual activity until it's time for marriage, just to focus on my personal development, my aspirations, my career, my skills, to hone myself and become better. Because truth be told, there's a lot of distraction that comes from romantic relationships, the breakfast that you get served, the heartbreak that steals your concentration, you know. So if I choose to stay celibate, I don't see a problem with that. Aside the fact that, yes, I'm a believer or for religious reasons.
But then he quoted the Bible. He said the Bible says, go into the world and multiply. Meaning that we're doing something. Do you see it as though he's being a sexist for saying so?
Oh, no, I don't see it as that. He gave that example with regards to the fact that a lot of people choose to stay unmarried. So celibacy is in two forms. You either choose to stay unmarried perpetually, you know, more like the Catholics, the nuns and the priests there. And you can also choose to abstain from sexual activity for a period of time till you are married. So if he said go into the world and multiply and someone chooses not to marry, then his point is valid, because even after abstaining from sexual activity, from relationship, there should be a point where you'd be like, okay, it's not good for a man to be alone, I need a partner, you know, and I want to settle down with this partner.
Do you have anything to say regarding what you said?
Well,
quickly,
let's move on.
Okay,
let's move on for
now. You mentioned earlier while you were talking about, you know, the celibate thing and how it is people regard it as something related to something that generates happiness. So in terms of that, you know, how do you see it as though people saying that when you're celibate, you're not happy, or sex is what helps one to be happy?
That is it. I would like permit me to say that our society is becoming mentally degraded, in that they just believe that for someone to feel happy, it has to be sex, emotions. You have to have a partner that constantly encourages you. And for a lot of, okay, let me talk about from the female gender, for a lot of women, they believe that if they're not in a relationship, there's no kind of self-worth, because there's nobody telling you, oh, you're beautiful, oh, you're doing well, oh, you look nice. No. It's way beyond that. It is way, way, way beyond that.
So you're saying that you being celibate does not deprive you of happiness?
No.
And sex is not an automaton for happiness?
No, it is not.
Majesty, what do you have to say regarding this?
Well, sex shouldn't be a factor to happiness.
Okay.
You understand? It shouldn't be. But, you know, saying that you're going to be a celibate for whatever reason it should be, I don't really think it is something that should be. You understand it now?
So you don't encourage celibacy as a term?
Yeah.
Not to some extent. It's either you're standing left or you're standing right. So I know where to start tackling you from.
The reason why I'm saying this is because of the happiness aspect.
Okay.
You understand? Because we don't need the sex to be happy. We don't need someone to be happy. First of all, you need to promote that happiness from yourself.
Right.
So it shouldn't be based on sex, romance, company of somebody before you can be happy. As the saying goes, happiness is free.
Yeah.
You understand? So it shouldn't be centered on that sex or company of somebody or that. That's what I'm trying to say. You understand me?
Okay. So, are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what are some of the common misconceptions about challenges, you know, living a celibate lifestyle?
Well, some of the challenging aspect is, you know, just
misconception
is people see all these celibates as holy adult. That are you the only one? What are you trying to prove? What are you trying to bring up? And all those kind of things. That is one. They start calling you names which are not really supposed to be. A pastor, are you the deputy of Jesus Christ, and all those kind of things. And another misconception is that they see all these celibates as people that cannot really start up a relationship. They are shy away from being in relationship, or they are scared of being in relationship, just like what she said, serving breakfast, you know, all those kind of things. Some people believe that once you make that decision to be a celibate, it's because you are trying to avoid you being in a relationship, or you are scared of, you know, testing things that need to be. You understand? You are trying to avoid challenges. Do you understand the thing now? And another thing I can see about the misconception is that they see them as they try to,
subdue them,
subdue the sexual urge.
Okay.
You understand? Which is not true. Anybody that have decided to be a celibate is a conscious decision.
Okay.
You understand? It doesn't mean that the feelings will not come, but they put it down. You understand? Because they have more other things to think about. It could be for religious purpose. It could be for personal purpose. It could be for career purpose. It could be for a lot of things. You understand? So the misconception there is that people see them as okay, they just don't want, or they can't be in relationship, or they can't maintain. Let me use that word. They can't maintain, or they can't start and maintain it. So instead of putting themselves into that shoe, they either abstain from it.
Okay. Now, there's something I want to ask. Majority of people that practice celibacy are more, I think the majority is more on ladies. A little bit on men too, but then I think high quality is on the ladies, because then if we talk about the men, we just have those that are into the missionary department. Those are the people that would, categorize as celibate. That's for the men. But it's more on ladies. Of course, the ladies aspect, they are the missionary people there, but then we have ladies that really want to abstain from sex. But then there are these social media influencers and all that, but when you go inward, you see their life that they are really, they abstain completely from sex. Now, based on this fact, there are men that have actually pushed women into this lifestyle. I want to now tackle you as a man, because there are guys that have broken hearts deliberately, that it has affected women psychologically, it has crippled them mentally. They decided to abstain. The reason most ladies choose to abstain from sex is to avoid being used, misused, disused, and then dumped. Because there's that consistent thing, that there's this thing that keeps reoccurring. You date this person, the same thing happens. At the end of the day, there's heartbreak. You jump to the next, you have to give sex. The same thing happened. At the end of the day, you discover that there is that decision to just stay put until you meet the right person, and then you decide to marry. As for you as a man, you meet such people. What do you think comes to your mind as a man, first of all, when you meet such a lady? And then, would you believe or would you agree with me when I say that most times, you people are the one that drives us into becoming celibate?
I am not buying that, and I'm not...
Why are you not buying it? It's true. Literally everything I just said is valid. True, yes. Yes.
No, you are a lady, and she's also a lady, so definitely she will also buy to it.
Okay, let me understand.
A lady that is feeling that way, I may say, is because maybe the only thing she is giving in a relationship is just the sex.
I don't understand.
Yes.
Is that not what they believe we give in a relationship?
It's not what they believe.
It's what you people believe that ladies give.
Sometimes.
Have you had this question? What do you bring to the table?
Yes.
I mean, come on.
That's what I'm saying.
So, in other words, the only thing a lady gives you as a man, for a man to actually say that, means that he believes that the only thing a lady brings is sex.
No.
That's true.
If there is a way a lady will, compose herself, there is a way this lady will bring in a game into the relationship. A man will not just see that what I can actually get from you as a lady is just a sex. Do you understand it now? Now, if a lady, just like the question you asked, what do you bring to the table? If I have a lady now, and at the end of the day, I am the one that is literally providing everything, and the only thing you do for me is just to give me your body. If I am done with you, I move you.
Chai, this is bad.
No,
what do you... No.
Understand what I'm trying to say? Understand what I'm trying to say?
You pay me?
No. Understand what I'm trying to say?
I swear I pay me.
If I'm in relationship with you...
Did you just hear your phrase? No. If I'm done with you, I move on.
That's what I'm saying. Hi. No, you didn't get what I said. If in that relationship, that lady is giving me more than just the body. For example, now I'm an actor. Okay? I'm a director. I'm into the media in full. Now, I have a lady that is giving me advice. I have a lady that if I bring up a project, she is intentionally involved to support me. Babe, why not do it this way? Why not do it this way? Why not do it this way? She is there to what? Control, manage my finance. she's not bringing just the body. So before I will even think of putting this lady aside, I need to think twice. But if at the end of the day, I go out there, I make my money, I come in, I provide everything for you, and what you give to me is just the body. Once I am done with you, I'm tired with you,
What do you bring to her?
I bring the money, I bring the protection.
But you are still the same person that is saying that if she's dependent on the money, when you're done with her, you move. I'm sorry, let me hear your opinion on this.
Okay, he's talking about ladies that are liabilities.
Yes, of course,
they are. Ladies that are assets. When you asked that question, the first thing that came to my mind is, if trauma is the reason why a lady should choose celibacy, I think it should be rethought.
It should.
Trauma should not push a lady to celibacy. Naturally, that is what I feel, because it's trauma from her past relationships. Although, yes, she can choose to, I've been served heartbreak, I've been served breakfast, and I think I have to take a break from relationships till I'm able to heal, because she can't be passing trauma from one guy to another, So she can just choose a period of time to heal, and when she thinks that she can handle it, because yes, relationship will always come with ups and downs. When she thinks that, yes, I can handle it, she can now move into another relationship. But to me, if a lady should choose to be celibate because of trauma from a past relationship and remain perpetually celibate, she would not just be celibate. I don't feel she would even reap from that celibacy, because it's actually to help them to harness their inner self, to grow.
But the original intention is actually achieved, which is not giving out herself.
No, it's not achieved.
It is achieved.
No, it's not.
A lady decides to remain celibate. There are so many reasons. Okay.
Do you know why? Excuse me. Do you know why I say it's not achieved? Because she is not a celibate out of her will. She's doing it because of circumstances she was facing. So if opportunity should come, that is why she will jump from one
opportunity of marriage.
Yes.
Okay.
Whether the marriage or relationship or whatever, once opportunity comes again, she will want to test it again.
Do you know there are ladies that decide to be celibate until they are married, due to the same trauma that you say shouldn't be a reason why a lady should be celibate? Will you agree with me that there are ladies that are very intentional, and regards the fact that there's a situation surrounding the decision to be celibate, they stick to it until they are being married? Then what do you say about such people?
Okay, so
the end goal is achieved.
The end goal is achieved, yes. But if, to me, personally speaking, if a lady is really traumatized and becomes celibate, chances have it that she may not intend to get married again, because she has this weird picture. Besides, I was doing my research and I discovered that the idea that this lady or this person is suffering from trauma is a reason why people do not, embrace the ideology of celibacy. Anytime they hear the person is a celibate, they either say, okay, he's been overly religious, he has sexual dysfunction, it's probably because of a trauma, and other reasons that they can give. So if a lady out of trauma chooses to remain celibate and she's still traumatized in the process of celibacy, I don't think she would ever be able to get married.
Most of them heal. While celibate, some of them heal.
No.
This is like, it's a conscious decision.
Because
most times intentional one. And whilst at it, you heal. Except you're sick now. When you're celibating or when you celibate, I believe there's that chances that you heal whilst the process of waiting for the right person to come.
Now, you can talk about the healing, okay? The healing will come, but something will be added to it.
Which is?
That lady will become wicked. That lady will become so... I'm telling you, something pushed her into that.
Chances have it that
okay,
she would
wicked.
Men.
If you're talking about guys, she keep on getting heartbroken because of guys. She will intentionally become wicked and mean to guys naturally.
Wicked, in what sense? I'm sorry.
We talk about, the first relationship, the same thing happened. The second one, the same thing. The third one, the same thing. So you are now seeing men and what? They are only coming into your life to use you and dump you.
Right.
So you will not want to indulge yourself into it or engage into it again. So when you see men, you see every man. That's why all these proverb of what? All men are the same. I don't buy that idea. All men are not the same.
Or men are scam.
Men are scam.
Okay.
It's this kind of ladies that suffer from this thing that comes up with all those things. and you see them posting on social media with camera and light, and that start talking ill about men. Men are this, men are this, men are this. If they are not this, they are this. They are the one that they are bittered.
But everything that they said is true. I don't understand. This kind of thing, they vex me.
See, I'm a guy. I'm not trying to support the guys.
You're literally, that is what you are doing.
See, what I'm
the
trying
very
to
moment
say,
you say, I'm not trying to support the guys, means you're actually supporting the guys indirectly.
For a lady,
right,
or for anybody to say, I want to be a celibate, it should come from genuine mindset. Not because of what I suffered from. Not because of the trauma, not because of my past experiences in relationship. That is why I've now decided to become a celibate. No. Our Lord Jesus Christ is a celibate because he did not marry, he did not indulge himself in sexual. It was not because of circumstance. It was because this is who he is. Apostle Paul in the Bible, the same thing. Isaac Newton too, the same thing. So all these people did not become celibate because of what? Something that happened to them. That whenever they remember, they say, no, I'm not into this again.
There's a way you lay emphasis on this becoming wicked that makes me want to ask questions like, have you met anyone that turned out that way? Any celibate person that you see has this negative mindset regarding guys? Have you seen anyone?
Well, I have not really seen like per se.
Personal experience?
Yeah, personal.
Have you had a personal experience?
No, I've never had a personal experience because I am very, very selective.
Okay.
You understand? I don't just mingle with anybody. So before I even come close to you, I need to be from afar, study you, know what is your problem before I can even come close. So I've never experienced that before.
So have you heard story or
yes,
seen?
I have.
Okay.
Yes.
Can I hear one?
The lady was bittered, just like you said.
And you're sure it's because of celibacy which led to her being bittered?
It's because of...
You're sure she was celibate and then she became bitter?
No, not celibate and being bitter. Because of her past experiences in relationship. That's why I brought in that scenario that a lady that is not bringing anything into a relationship, just her body, will face that bitterness.
Was that what happened to her?
Yes, that was what happened to her. Because she feels she's beautiful, she's fair, and she's having what ladies should have. So she feels that is her market. You understand? So she feels that any guy that is coming should maintain what I am having. So I don't have to struggle to make you do what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do it. You can't be in a relationship and you are billing a guy you are not working for. You are not working for him. You are billing the guy that at the end of the month or at the end of this period, you are supposed to pay this money into my account. No guy is ready to do that.
No, you people have turned our father in relationship.
Are you getting it now? No guy that is trying to make it in life or to develop himself will be ready to be giving you a particular sum of amount every particular period.
Month, yeah.
Once you are not working for me, you just sit at home because you think you are beautiful, so I should be sponsoring your beauty. Come on, no. You understand it now? Mm-hmm. So at a point in time, the guys became fed up and they have to just please, this is a burden, this is expenses, and I'm not planning for this. So she moved from one guy to another person.
And the same thing
with
happened.
The same mindset that I am beautiful, maintain this beauty for me. Work, I will not work. Bring idea, I'm not bringing any idea. Mine is just to sit. At the end of the day, she gives her body. Once these guys are tired, they can't give up what they are giving again. Just take your bag and go away. So intentionally she became a celibate, and is now bittered about every guy, because guys are not ready to foot to my bills. So let me remain this.
What do you have to say about this?
Okay, so this word men has come, it has been trending. It just got to dawn on me here that healing is a conscious process. So someone can decide, okay, because of what guys have done to me or men have done to me, I will be celibate. But such a person does not make a conscious effort to heal. You understand? Because healing it entails, accepting that this has happened to you, talking to people who can help you. They can just say, okay, I would not allow anybody to have his way with me again. But deep down, they know that they have not sought counsel. They have not opened up themselves to healing. And that's how their heart gets stiffened. And then if they should eventually change their mind and enter into a relationship with somebody else, you'll be surprised that all you see is them showing trauma, seeing their ex or the person who wronged them in this new person, making the person suffer. Yes, not all men are good. men may not be as, as perfect as we want them to be or as good as we want them to be. But it's not like they are always in the wrong. You understand?
Thank you very much.
Some of these ladies that are saying that men did something to them, we don't know the backside.
Actually.
Were they actually liabilities or were they assets? Because a man from day one will tell you that this is what I want. That is it. So, was there a price? And did they adhere? Did they put a price tag on their value?
I feel like we ladies are actually the cause of our problem. Because, I mean, if you go into the relationship with, like, the mindset to be loved and then to love and then forget every other thing to grow together. Yeah, so to love and then to be loved and then to grow together. I feel like every other thing is added stuff. Do you get?
Yeah.
But most ladies now, we, like you said, it has become like a thing. You demand for sex, we demand for money. It's become a thing, and that's the reason I was, countering, because it's not really our fault. In as much as you don't know the backstory, there are guys that will tell you, I have what it takes to take care of you. From the beginning of the day they start asking you out, that's the first sentence. Yeah? And I've actually been in that situation, and I'm like, see, for you to start with that, we cannot work together. Because you've already come with the mindset that everything I need is related to money. Means that there's nothing else you can give me aside what you think I need for you to take care of me.
Which is money, yeah.
Yeah, so in most cases, you're also the fault, and we also have our own problem.
That's true.
So it's vice versa. You guys have created this mindset that all you need from us is sex. And ladies have also created the mindset that everything we need from you is money, is a price, is vice versa.
That's true.
So, anyways, the second to the last question before we wrap up. What role do cultural and societal norms play in shaping attitude towards celibacy?
Please, can you take the question?
Yes.
Again?
What role do cultural and societal norms play in shaping attitude towards celibacy?
Okay. So, celibacy is something that naturally, like socially, it's not really accustomed. So I believe that culturally or socially, how we can shape the view towards celibacy is by enlightening the youths more, enlightening people more about the term celibacy, and reshaping our mindsets. Because most of the reason why many people do not believe in the concept of celibacy to begin with is the mindset that you need someone to validate you. You need someone to be happy. And one thing is either if you can't beat them, you join them. So if the society can make it known that, yes, celibacy is a thing, yeah, and it is valid, it can help people to come out and say, okay, yes, I'm a celibate. Yes, and I'm a celibate, and they don't get looked down on.
Okay. How about you, Majesty? In terms of cultural norms, talk to me about cultural norms. I think she talked about the societal. Let me hear you on cultural norms.
When we talk about the cultural norms of this celibacy, culture will emphasize on, the negative aspect of it.
Okay.
You understand? Because culture, the way of life of people. So culture will tell you this is what you are supposed to do. So you coming up to say I'm abstaining from marriage and abstaining from sex, I'm not really sure culture is going to, be in support. You understand what I'm trying to say? Because the culture needs you as a family man, as a family lady, belonging to a family, so that at least when things are called, you also can also come up. You understand? Because what we are talking about here, celibacy, is basically about abstaining from marriage before the sex is now coming in. You've made up your mind that I'm not going to be entangled with anybody. I just want to be on my own. And culture is not going to buy that idea for you. You understand? Culture is not going to buy that idea for you.
And then there's this, if you go deeper into the cultural norms, there are people in the, let's say, in some part of Nigeria, especially the Igbo culture, that believes that, as a female child, in fact, while you're growing up, your mom begins to groom you.
Exactly.
She's always checking you. Like there's this constant checking. There are parents that actually check their children. Yeah, especially the women. They just check or keep you in line until you're ready. That's why in some cases they tell you that a lady is not supposed to live alone.
Mm-hmm.
Because she needs, constant attention. Somebody needs to be checking on her to keep her in check until she's eventually married and all that. So this is some of the privileges that the Igbo culture brings to the female children. Do you get? Where are you from?
Ebonyi State.
Is there something like that where you're from?
Yes, there's some kind of grooming that they give to the ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because obviously, I don't know if it's the mindset that a lady would always end in her husband's house. So there's this.
Did you say mindset? It's not a mindset. It's a norm. It's something that
Igbo
needs
norm,
to.
yes.
Aside from
wait, she's giving air quotes. I don't understand. let me get you. It's not, a lady is not supposed to end in her husband's house.
Oh no, they just make it look like, yes, you were born into this family and all you have to do is be a good girl so that when you're ripe,
exactly,
we'll sell you out.
Yes. They are not selling you. They are sending you forth to go and start your own.
Sending you forth.
Yes, they are sending you forth to go and start your own.
That's
because
valid.
if you remain with them, somehow you are a burden to them.
Burden to my parents.
Yes. You can't be 20, 30, 40 years still with your parents now.
Anyways, that's true. I mean, when you're 20, 30, 40 and then you're still in your family house, there's this name that they call
even
them.
if your father is always sending guys away from you, a time will come they will tell you how far. How far they're asking you yourself, you understood what is the meaning of that how far.
Okay.
That by now you need to be out of my house.
All right, so let's wrap up. Final question before we round up. How do we break this stereotype in regarding celibacy, Mr. Majesty? Quickly.
One is education.
Okay.
We need to educate people about this thing called celibacy because most people don't know about it. So one is education, and another is proper communication. You understand? People need to understand both the advantage and disadvantage of this. You understand it now? And another, people need to understand what you believe in might not necessarily be what I believe in.
Okay.
You have your choice. Definitely I do. So everybody should respect whoever is making the choice. If I say I want to abstain, allow me. If I say I want to involve myself, allow me. Do you understand it now?
All right then. How about you?
Okay, so I would want to emphasize on the fact that the media should do a lot of work because growing up, we're like the typical human being has been exposed to movies where the only thing they do is to come together, meet each other, fall in love, and end up happily ever after.
Exactly.
So I would appreciate if the media could do things like, talk about celibacy in newspapers, bring movies where there was a celibate, and don't paint them as overly serious, all to themselves, sexually inactive, They should be painted as people that, yes, they have these feelings, but they are able to put it under control. And probably a good end, a good end, not they're the ones to suffer.
What would you define as a good end in such movie?
When we have like a movie where...
Quickly, that's hypothetically speaking, what would you describe as like a happy ending with such scenario you've painted now?
Let's say a lady chooses to be celibate and in the long run achieves her dreams, probably owns a big fashion brand, and she didn't need a validation from any man despite the hustles and tussles, she remained celibate to the end of the movie,
which is
yes,
I want to hear the end of that movie. What is the end
she became popular as
then she probably get married or something.
No, she doesn't get married.
She's trying to avoid that marriage aspect.
Yes,
she's trying to tell us that at the end of the day she will still remain single.
Yes, the part where they end happily ever after. We just want it to elude so that society, the teenagers, because everybody is, they are with their phones, so they need to see that, okay, I can achieve a lot even without being in a relationship and my life will still be okay.
But let me say something. Do you know most of these people, they grow up to start regretting some of these decisions.
The celibate decision.
Yes, because after getting the wealth, getting the money, achieving your goals,
you're alone.
Now what is next?
That's another thing.
That happily ending is what.
But sincerely, that's true.
That happily ending is not the problem.
Now I'm saying that
we don't feel the show don't end though.
It's just to paint a picture that you can do a lot alone. But in the real world, your family will not let you be alone. But it's just that should I call it solitude? No, solitude is not the word.
In that period of time.
In that period of time
when you're working towards it.
You can do other things, achieve other things. I would really love it if we could see more movies like that.
All right, I'll write one.
Okay. We have come to the end of today's show. She might actually help you write it.
No problem.
We've come to the end of today's show, guys. Thank you, Mr. Majesty, for coming. Ms. Jennifer,
pleasure.
thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
We'll have come to the end of today's show. Until we'll come your way next week. Stay blessed, stay safe. Plenty love from me to you. Bye-bye.